So here we are back on day one. This is March the 30th of 2021 and it's now January the 11th of 2024, which is 1,015 days later. Initially, I had it in one of those big builder's bulk bags, so it's about 1 meters cubed. You can see it's 58 degrees Celsius, which is way hotter than you'd be able to get into if it were a hot tub, for instance. That would be scalding hot water out of the tap. So then I made this little frame that I could hide away into this knackered old corner of my garden, and you can see a younger version of me there. And then I just lined it with a bit of landscape fabric so that the wood chip didn't fall out. And I couldn't find any footage of me actually filling this thing up, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it, because I wouldn't just lie about that. And this is now what it looks like from the top after all that time. And you can see that some cats and rats and probably all sorts of other things have been tearing away at the landscape fabric. So now I'm just going to take the front off so that we can have a look at it and see the layers that have been formed. Oops, that was just the head of the screw that had sheared because it got a bit rusty. So I'm just going to lever this away. Already you can see it's about 1/3 of the volume that it was when I initially put it in. It's pretty cramped in this tight little corner, so I'm just going to get it out first, have a look at it, and then I'll show you a few close-ups. Come on then, let's have a slightly closer look. You can see on the top there is some still completely unbroken down wood chip right at the top. There's a fair few worms in here. Oh, look at that. Lovely and crumbly. Now, a lot of people think I'm weird for doing this sort of thing, but I know that I'm definitely not the only person who gets excited by sifting compost and crumbling up soil and things in between my fingers. And if you haven't tried it before, then I'd definitely recommend it. So I just sifted it through this crate just to get out the really big bits. And now I'm going to be putting it through this finer compost sieve. Feels like panning for gold. There are some places in the world where wood chip just doesn't break down as quickly. The UK isn't one of them because it's really pretty damp here, so the fungi that break down the wood chip that would ordinarily be found in places like on the forest floor, they're able to work because it's nice, and I'm going to use a word now that lots of people don't like and I don't care because I like it, and that's moist. I'd have loved to have been able to look through at this through the side of a glass or something with some time-lapse footage, but I haven't got one of those cameras, and obviously I haven't really got the patience to be doing like one of those ones where people do, I took a photo every day of my life for 10 years or whatever. That's, not going to happen. I know what I'm like. So this is what you're going to have to deal with, me sifting the compost. Maybe to some of you this is a bit anticlimactic, but I find this sort of stuff pretty fascinating, just looking back at what the passage of time can do to a few smashed up trees. And when my compost sieve got eventually clogged up, I just used this wire brush to brush all the little bits out, but any old stiff brush will work. Anyway, I've been stringing you along for long enough now, so let's have a look at that compost in between my fingers now that it's all been sifted. And if you're thinking, I've just wasted 5 minutes watching this just to see that he's got some sifted compost at the end of it. Well, it took me 3 years, so think yourself lucky. And to be honest, I think it was worth it, because putting my hand into this just gives me an immense amount of pleasure, because I'm a very simple person. If you want to make compost faster, then watch this video. The video's longer than this video, but it's 9 minutes, I think. But the process of making compost is a lot faster, so if you're interested in that, then here you go, and I hope to see you again soon.